everybody, to the Unagi Sayaka Watch, where we keep updates on Unagi Sayaka since she went freelancing last October of 2022, where we keep updates on what promotions, what matches she's been appearing on, any daily activities she's been involved in, or any updates that we definitely going to be talking about. I decided to volunteer for all of you to keep in updates what's been going on with Unagi since then. I am your host, J-Rod here. So if you guys are new to the channel, if you like Unagi Sayaka, if you're a big fan of her, click subscribe to this channel and you guys will be getting some updates of her whenever I get an opportunity. So right now, let's get started with that right now. Now, mostly what we're going to be talking about is her recent matches that dates back some point of last June. Her our one of her matches was with GLEAT for G Pro Wrestling version 54 that took place on the um, 17th. Yeah, on the 17th of June. She teams up with Yukari Ozukawa to take on Hanako Hanazono, Momoko Hanazono, and of course Izuki Aoki. So this was a pretty good match. However, um, you can see this particular show on YouTube for free. So if you guys have it, go check it out. But it was of course Unagi who applied like a flatliner, no, did some sort of a bridge pinfall onto Momoka in order to pick up the win. So it was pretty good. This is her growing up a lot more better. Now, our next match, for the record, I did not see this one. This is part of Pro Wrestling Diana. This is part two of her. She teams up once again with Madeline to take on the double Inoue, which is, of course, Kyoko Inoue, and, of course, what's her name? Takako Inoue. Now, I did not see this, but from my understanding, the double Inoues won this particular match. So I'm sure it was a pretty good one. I know that Unagi has been going back and forth with Kyoko Inoue in the past, so we'll see how that plays out along the way. Now we go back to some GLEAT shows. This was part of G Pro Wrestling version 55 that took place on the 24th. We had a little switch up here. Unagi teams up with, of course, Akari from Pure J. They take on Yukari Hosokawa and Raiden Hagane, who also appears on Pure J. I thought this was a very interesting matchup because normally we see Unagi team up with various people, but I have to say Unagi teaming with Akari has been very interesting. Even Unagi has been very talkative about Akari, about her Japanese dialect, despite the fact that she is Chilean born living in Japan. But yes, that's a good thing. But however, once again, it was the flatliner onto Hosokawa that allowed her to pick up the win. Now, our next match from GLEAT, once again, is version 6. This is the second year anniversary of GLEAT at the Tokyo Dome City Hall. Unagi teams up once again with Yukari Hosokawa. She teams up with none other than Izuki Aoki and Raiden Hagane. They take on AOI, Michiko Miyagi, Janai Kai, and Risa Serra. Now keep in mind the storyline of this. Michiko Miyagi returned to GLEAT and attacked her, but also took Unagi's protege, AOI, who was from Just Tap Out. For some odd reason, she decided to align herself. Michiko has been trying to get even with Unagi since she was exiled from GLEAT, and she succeeded. But in this particular match, this feud between Michiko Miyagi and Unagi is far from over. It was, of course, Michiko with the tombstone on Yukari Hosokawa that allowed them to win. So, like I said before, this feud between Miyagi and Unagi is not over yet. So we will see possibly another singles match. That is still remain unclear. Now, the next two matches, this is day 2 and day 3 of the Fire Festival from Pro Wrestling ZERO1, which is, of course, Shinjiro Otani. Otani actually wanted Unagi to participate. I have to say, she did an amazing job in this. Now, her first match was against Mizuki Wadaze, who is the current Spirit Gambari Pro Wrestling Openweight Champion. I thought this match was amazing. I saw some clips on YouTube on this one. where she tossed Miyuki off of some sort of structure or something. I'm not sure, but it wasn't that high. And then she threw herself off that structure. But in the end, this match ended up with a KO by Mizuki in Wadase in order for him to pick up the win. So I thought it was impressive. However, the next couple of days, on the 7th of July, um, this is day 3. Unagi faces against a wrestler you guys may have seen, may have heard, watched. We're talking about Masato Tanaka, who is, of course, known as the first ever never openweight champion. I thought this match was so effing brutal for Unagi, but she stood right there in front. I mean, she went through a table thanks to him, but he applied a sliding lariat, which is very effective. But of course, every match Unagi has gained respect with certain wrestlers, but Masato Tanaka is one of those guys that really, really gave her some respect. I have to say, Unagi going freelancing has been something interesting. I mean, she has, how do I say, made a big impact that she wants to reach the top under her own terms, her own conditions, not Stardom's conditions or anybody else. But we know that one of her goals is, of course, to win the AAAW title for Marvelous. So we don't know when will that happen, but we'll just wait and see until then. But I think that's pretty much it. What we have for the Unagi Sayaka Watch. I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about this. Now, if you guys haven't seen the GLEAT shows, these are shows you can look at on YouTube. The Diana and the ZERO1s, that's a little difficult, but if you guys have Twitter, there will be some definite clips that will be posted. So if you follow Unagi, those will be tagged on tour, or she will be, whatever. But that's pretty much it. So until then, I'll see you guys on the next episode. So I must bid all of you adieu. So goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang.